Hi, Yizhao Martins, licensed marriage and family therapist, couples therapist. Today, let's talk about parent-child dynamic in romantic relationships, especially those relationships are impacted by ADHD. So what is a parent-child dynamic in romantic relationships? We all know that parents provide things for children. They provide financial stability, emotional containment, and the structures and rules in the household. So children feel safe and can relax and grow according to their developmental needs. So their dynamic is a non-equal relationship, parents above and children are below. That's a hierarchical relationship. So ideally, in a romantic relationship, people tend to want to have an equal partnership unless they agreed something else. But unconsciously, they tend to act out a parent-child relationship where one partner is one up, the other partner is one down. One person is responsible more financially and setting rules. The other one tend to rebel against the rules and being dependent on the other partner. So we all have three ego states according to TA transactional analysis: the parent, adult, and the children state. So when one partner's adult state is having conversation with another partner's adult state, they're like two adults talking in a household. They can negotiate, they can plan, they can communicate pretty effectively. But when one partner's parent state is speaking to the other partner's child state, you can imagine what happens. So the parent partner may give structures and rules in the household, and it has expectation about how things are done. And the partner in child state may feel ashamed, criticized, and rebellious. So that's when they get stuck in this parent-child dynamic. So much about theories, and what's really important is how do you feel, how do you know when you're in the parent-child dynamic? All you know. They could show up in different ways: behavior, feelings, thinking, and sensations. Let's start with sensations. So the person who's taking on a parent role in the relationship tend to feel exhausted most of the time. Heavy legs, foggy, maybe headache, heat in the chest, puffy eyes, short of breath. They're burnt out. And how do they feel when they have those sensations? You can guess. They tend to feel frustrated, irritated, resentful, and sometimes feel very sad and hurt. And what's going on in their mind when they feel this way? They may think, how come their partner, never do this and that? How come I'm always the one doing this? You never do it right. You never get that right. You never fast enough. There's a lot of never, always. And what kind of behaviors? You can tell from the feelings and thinking already. They probably will nag and criticize and blame their partner and try to control what they do. So how do the parent-child dynamic show up, particularly in ADHD impacted relationship? You can see in household chores, in childcare, in tax preparation, financial planning, emotional regulation, vacation planning, and calendar management, and what I call a things finder, where the ADHD partner relies on the other partner to locate things for them and keep track of things for them. So those are based on some of the challenges a person has ADHD may encounter in life. And their partner tend to be very competent and very efficient. And when they just start getting together, are so willing to be helpful and to please their partner to make their life easier. they're kind. But when the time goes on, when the parent partner start to feel burnt out with obligations, especially to juggle between their career and maybe child or children, financial planning and social life, and they start to feel their needs are not being fulfilled, and they start to feel there's not enough space for them. So parent-child dynamic is only one issue when at least one partner in the relationship start to be very unsatisfied. You may say sometimes, we do take care of each other, like I will nurture my partner by providing food and making yummy dinner, and my partner may drive me around and as if I'm a child that cannot get around. Yes, those moments are positive and is very much encouraged and appreciated in romantic relationships. So we all care for each other, and that's why people want a long-term relationship, is to have someone there for them at their back and nurture each other. It only become a problem when one partner takes more obligations and the other partner tend to be sitting back and relax, and to the point that the dynamic is very differentiated and it's very obvious that it's tilted, it's not balanced, and one partner is feeling burnt out and resentful, but the other partner doesn't know how to step up and to renegotiate, form a more equal, neutral, balanced relationship. So what do you do when you're in this parent-child dynamic? Well, as I said before, the number one step is to be aware of it and notice if it is a problem for you. If you have all the sensations and thinking, feelings and behaviors I mentioned above, maybe start to ponder. Am I doing too much, or am I doing enough in a household, in this relationship? And then the second question is to ask yourself, what do I do to get out of it? What do I get out of it? What's the benefit of staying in this parent role or the child role, right? So the parent tend to get a lot of perks like feeling pride, get praises, and to feel more power in the relationship when you're one up as the parent in this dynamic. And the child in a state of the parent being in the state of the child may feel or enjoy the ease and carefree relaxation and having their dreams fulfilled while they're being taken care of. So they benefit as well. But what's really suffering is the relationship. Not only day-to-day communication, and also it tend to impact partner's sex life. It's not very sexy, right? So the third step I will ask you to ask yourself is, am I willing to give up the game of being this role? And how much am I willing to do something different to break the dynamic, and knowing how much is negatively impacting our relationship? This is pretty hard to break the parent-child dynamic, especially for partners has been together for a long time. And they're so used to this and so comfortable with, they don't know how to relate to each other without this dynamic. It's kind of scary to think about how to relate to each other in totally different ways, even though this is not working that well. So sometimes you may want to seek out professional help for a professional therapist to see this dynamic and help you to be aware of the day-to-day interaction that join to the dynamic, and give you some tools and how to tolerate the anxiety when you move into a different place and to improve your relationship. I hope this helps. Feel free to comment down below, let me know if you have any questions. And if you like this video, press like down below and the bell button to subscribe to my channel. Until next time, bye.